Unexpectedly, while exploring the relics of a Dou Sheng, Xiao Yan discovered a 9th-tier pill capable of transforming into a beast form. Continuing from the last chapter, Ziyin stared blankly at the Dragon Phoenix Origin Fruit, a legendary item believed to exist only in myths. After a long while, she suddenly turned and stood at the peak of the altar, overlooking the vast plain below. Only then did she notice the faint outlines of the colossal skeletons of a primordial ancient dragon and a heavenly demon phoenix etched into the crimson earth. The enormous bones formed a perfect circle, encircling the plain, with the altar located precisely at its center. No wonder the Dragon Phoenix Origin Fruit appeared here, Xiao Yan murmured to himself. It turns out that both a primordial ancient dragon and an ancient heavenly phoenix fell here. In the magical beast world, these two are supreme beings. However, they are mortal enemies, and when they encounter each other, a fierce battle is inevitable. They must have fought an earth-shattering battle, resulting in both of them falling here. Kaiyan said softly. However, the life force of the ancient heavenly phoenix seems weaker than that of the primordial ancient dragon. Otherwise, the dominant aura of the beast spirit shield should belong to the heavenly phoenix. Xiao Yan nodded slightly, then turned to Ziyin and asked, "What are your plans now?" Ziyan's face grew serious as she replied, "The Dragon Phoenix Origin Fruit must not fall into the hands of others. If the heavenly demon phoenix clan gets it, they will evolve to have a supreme beast with a fused Dragon Phoenix bloodline, posing a threat to the primordial ancient dragon clan." Xiao Yan said, "Then we must take it immediately." As Ziyin swiftly turned to take action, her expression suddenly changed drastically. She sensed a strong fluctuation in the space around them. Several powerful auras rushed into the area, which Xiao Yan and the others also noticed, quickly looking towards the source of the disturbance. A crack appeared in the location of the beast spirit shield, and a group of people charged in. Upon closer inspection, it turned out to be members of the heavenly demon phoenix clan. Feng Qinger and her companions, upon entering, scanned their surroundings in confusion before their eyes locked onto the altar in the center of the plain. From their vantage point in the sky, they immediately spotted the dazzling, extraordinary fruit on the altar. Their expressions froze in an instant. The Dragon Phoenix Origin Fruit. A piercing scream of extreme shock immediately shattered the silence. Hearing Feng Qinger scream, Ziyan's expression turned cold as she retracted her hand. Retrieving the Dragon Phoenix Origin Fruit required complex steps, but in this situation, it would be impossible to collect it without driving these people away first. Xiao Yan let out a soft sigh, his gaze fixed on the group that had suddenly barged in, and said quietly, "Since Feng Qinger and her group have recognized the Dragon Phoenix Origin Fruit, a fierce battle for it is inevitable." Everyone nodded in agreement. Xiong Zhan rubbed his massive fists together and grinned menacingly. "Just as I like it. Maybe it's because of my bloodline, but I've always found these people annoying." Feng Qinger's eyes flashed with cold light as she shouted sternly, "Leave this altar immediately. Otherwise, this will be your burial ground today." Xiao Yan ignored her shout, his eyes scanning the group on the opposite side, causing him to frown slightly. Among them were not only the Dozun of Thunder from the Wind Lightning Pavilion, but also the two clan leaders of the Earthly Tiger Clan and the Silver Moon Wolf Clan, whom he had seen at the mountain peak. Both of these leaders were genuine two-star Dozuns. In addition to these two, there was a white-haired man and an old man in a black robe. Xiao Yan had some knowledge of the former, but it was his first time noticing the latter. Judging from the unfathomable aura of the old man, he was clearly formidable, at least on par with the others present. Including these individuals, there were 5 Dozun-level experts in this group alone. Such a lineup was truly terrifying. Xiao Yan calculated in his mind and finally breathed a sigh of relief. Including the heavenly demon puppet and the 10 newly acquired puppets, they had enough to counter 6 Dozuns. Although the opposing side had quite a few peak Dozongs, they did not pose a significant threat in his eyes. "Little girl, your tone is quite arrogant. If you want to take something, you'll have to get past me first." Xiong Zhan laughed loudly, his body rapidly expanding into a 10-meter-tall giant, his powerful aura instantly spreading out. The white-haired man glanced at Xiong Zhan and sneered mockingly. How dare you show off with just a trace of dragon bloodline? You're overestimating yourself. How about this? As the cold voice faded, the little fairy doctor and the Dou Sheng of fire simultaneously appeared in the air outside the altar. The auras of the three-star Dou Shengs erupted without reservation, causing the surrounding space to tremble slightly. Seeing this, the Dou Sheng of thunder snorted disdainfully. Together with the leaders of the Earthly Tiger clan and the Silver Moon Wolf clan, he stepped forward, releasing their own formidable auras, matching the tension in the air. Xiao Yan glanced around coldly and flicked his finger, causing the dark golden, heavenly demon puppet to appear immediately. Following that, 10 earth demon puppets also emerged in the air. Today, I want to see who can take the treasure from this altar. Xiao Yan's body slowly rose, and purplish-brown flames surged from within him like a ferocious flood, quickly converging into a giant fire dragon above his head, its roar shaking the heavens and the earth. Feng Qing'er's expression changed slightly as she sensed Xiao Yan's powerful aura, her eyes filled with unwillingness. When she first met Xiao Yan, she had dismissed him, but in just a few years, he had far surpassed her. Strong auras spread throughout the area, with nearly 10 Dou Sheng-level experts releasing their power simultaneously, creating a spectacular scene that left the numerous experts of the Wind Lightning Pavilion dumbfounded. The white-haired man stared intently at Xiao Yan in the sky, realizing that judging by the aura alone, they seemed to be at a slight disadvantage. Although Xiao Yan's group was small in number, each member was formidable. "Elder, it seems we will need your assistance this time," the white-haired man said respectfully, taking a deep breath and turning to the black-robed elder who had remained silent. The black-robed elder nodded slightly, his gaze fixed on the altar in the distance as he murmured, "The Dragon Phoenix Origin Fruit. It seems the heavens favor our clan. I never expected to encounter such a legendary divine item here." As his laughter faded, the black-robed elder slowly stepped forward. With each step, his previously concealed vast aura surged. By the fourth step, his aura had already broken through to the level of a 5-star Dou Sheng. "If you youngsters retreat now, I will spare your lives," said the black-robed elder, his 5-star Dou Sheng aura radiating intimidatingly. Xiao Yan's heart sank as he focused on the elder. He hadn't expected this elder to be one of the top experts of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan. No wonder Feng Qing'er was so confident. This old man had hidden his strength well. "What should we do now?" The Dou Sheng of fire frowned as he looked at Xiao Yan and said, "The gap between each star level of Dou Sheng is immense. This elder's presence changes the battle entirely. What can we do? Even if we have to destroy the treasure, it must not fall into their hands." Xiao Yan sneered, "Besides, a mere 5-star Dou Sheng isn't enough to make us retreat." His words carried clearly through the fierce wind. The black-robed elder retorted, "Stubborn fools. In that case, stay here. Leave none alive." Xiao Yan's eyes flashed with cold light as he commanded, "Leave the black-robed elder to the heavenly demon puppet." As he spoke, he quickly formed a complex hand seal, and the soul power from his brow spread out. In the air, the 10 earth demon puppets moved simultaneously, recreating the formation they had used outside the hall. This formation could temporarily gather the power of other puppets into the central puppet. Fortunately, Xiao Yan had mastered this formation when he gained control of the puppets. With a low shout, Xiao Yan directed the heavenly demon puppet into the formation. Silver light continuously flowed from the 10 puppets into the heavenly demon puppet. The Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan believed they were invincible with the summoning of their ancestral soul, but compared to Yan's primordial ancient dragon, they were still somewhat inferior. Attack! Seeing Xiao Yan's actions, the black-robed elder's face darkened immediately. He had already witnessed the extraordinary nature of this puppet formation earlier and promptly let out a furious shout. Hearing this, the Dou Sheng of thunder and the others nodded in agreement, transforming into streaks of light as they charged towards the altar. "If you want to take something, you have to get past me first." Xiong Zhan roared in response to the approaching figures, stomping his foot heavily, causing the entire ground to tremble. It's said that the strength of a dragon bear can shatter mountains and split rocks. "Today, let me test it," the Earthly Tiger clan leader sneered, and with a deafening tiger roar, he lunged at Xiong. "I'll handle the Dou Sheng of thunder." The little fairy doctor, observing the rapidly escalating battle, let out a soft shout and dashed forward, intercepting the Dou Sheng of thunder mid-air. "I'll take on the Silver Moon Wolf Clan leader," the Dou Sheng of fire said as he swiftly intercepted the Dou Sheng expert from the Silver Moon Wolf Clan. Xiao Yan surveyed the battlefield, his gaze falling on the white-haired man approaching from the sky. A cold smile appeared on his face. The black-robed elder glanced around and then turned to Feng Qinger, asking softly, "Qinger, you must have felt the strangeness of this place as well?" A glimmer flashed in Feng Qinger's eyes as she confidently replied, "Elder, rest assured. Leave it to me." The black-robed elder nodded in satisfaction. "Good, good, good. Whether we can obtain the Dragon Phoenix origin fruit depends on your performance." With that, he waved his sleeve and flew away. As the last streak of silver light merged into the heavenly demon puppet, a dry and low roar erupted from its throat, and its hollow eyes filled with golden light. It looked up at the charging black-robed elder, stomping violently on the void, creating a web of black cracks. "A mere puppet dares to block me," the black-robed elder sneered at the heavenly demon puppet rushing at him in a burst of golden light. As the black-robed elder and the heavenly demon puppet clashed in a battle that shook the heavens and the earth, the white-haired man appeared above the altar, his eyes coldly locking onto Xiao Yan. He sneered and said, "Xiao Yan, today I'll show you what it means to always have someone better. You are not yet qualified to dominate the younger generation." The white-haired man clenched his fist tightly, and a dazzling golden light burst forth, forming a massive golden fist imprint. It descended like divine thunder from the heavens, aimed directly at Xiao Yan on the altar. Watching the terrifying fist imprint descending, Xiao Yan instantly moved into the air, his hands rapidly forming seals. A palm imprint, as brilliant as lightning, condensed and appeared in his palm. It shot out swiftly, colliding fiercely with the white-haired man's golden fist imprint. With a thunderous explosion, a violent wave of energy spread out like a storm. Xiao Yan easily dissipated the impact with a slight shake of his shoulders. He looked up at the white-haired man in the sky and said calmly, "If I'm not qualified to dominate, then you certainly aren't either." High in the sky, the two figures engaged in a fierce and brutal battle. Each collision created turbulent air currents, causing the surrounding space to crack. During the fight, Xiao Yan's eyes continuously scanned the area. Soon, he saw Feng Qinger biting her jade finger, with pale purple blood floating before her. Her blood-stained finger traced in the air, gradually forming a mysterious symbol. As the symbol appeared, a faint phoenix cry seemed to echo through the heavens and earth. With blood as the contract, and the contract as the seal, awaken the ancestral soul. Feng Qinger knelt reverently in the sky. As her words fell, the symbol burst into dazzling light, descending from the horizon and slowly covering the crimson plain. At that moment, the earth trembled, and the skeletal remains of the heavenly demon phoenix on the plain began to move. A desolate aura from ancient times spread silently. This was the residual power of the ancient heavenly demon phoenix. Feeling this immense energy, Xiao Yan and his companions' expressions turned grave, and they retreated to the altar. The desolate aura rose slowly, finally surrounding Feng Qinger in the sky. Her body trembled slightly, and her eyes glowed with golden light. As she raised her jade hand, a vast golden light, carrying the immense power to destroy the heavens and earth, surged toward Xiao Yan and his companions on the altar. Just as they prepared to join forces to counterattack, a small figure slowly appeared in front of them. A calm voice echoed, "The ancestral soul of the heavenly demon phoenix is indeed powerful, but it's unfortunate that my primordial ancient dragon ancestral soul is even stronger." The golden light spread like a tidal wave, but as it approached within 10 meters of the small figure, it suddenly dissolved. The destructive force vanished in an instant. Xiao Yan and his companions stared in shock at the figure before them. The pressure emanating from this figure was overwhelmingly strong, far surpassing the ancient, heavenly demon phoenix they had faced earlier. The Dou Sheng of fire exclaimed in astonishment, "They have each awakened the ancestral souls that remained here." Xiao Yan nodded slightly. He hadn't expected that the primordial ancient dragon and the ancient heavenly phoenix, even after sleeping for many years, still possessed such terrifying power. Clearly, these two behemoths had been at least at the Dou Sheng level during their lifetimes. The black-robed elder, seeing Ziyin and the ancestral soul she had summoned suddenly appear, cried out in fear, "Primordial ancient dragon!" At this moment, they suddenly realized that Xiao Yan and his group had been able to enter the beast spirit barrier with someone's guidance. Aside from their heavenly demon phoenix tribe, the only other beings capable of opening the beast spirit barrier were the supreme primordial ancient dragons of the magical beast world. Because the primordial ancient dragon was extremely rare, they initially thought that Xiao Yan and his group might have used some secret method. With Ziyan's appearance, however, they now realized that there was indeed a primordial ancient dragon among Xiao Yan's group. Do not panic, this primordial ancient dragon is still just a juvenile. Seeing the fear on everyone's faces, the black-robed elder's eye twitched slightly. He shouted in a deep voice, "Qinger, use the ancestral soul to kill her." In the sky, Feng Qinger nodded slightly, her face expressionless. Her jade hand clenched tightly, and dazzling golden light burst from her body. With a punch, a crisp phoenix cry pierced through the sky. A golden heavenly phoenix quickly took shape and swooped down towards the people on the altar. Faced with such a terrifying formation, the purple light-shrouded Ziyin stepped forward leisurely. With a wave of her small hand, she grasped towards the enormous golden phoenix. 100-meter-wide black void appeared in the sky, trapping the golden phoenix in the collapsing space like a mountain bearing down. The golden phoenix struggled desperately, continuously shooting out brilliant golden light. Feeling the golden phoenix's predicament, Feng Qinger's face turned pale, and she spat a mouthful of purple blood towards the phoenix. Empowered by the bloodline's strength, the golden phoenix's light suddenly intensified. With a flap of its wings, it broke free from the collapsing space and transformed into a golden stream of light, shooting straight towards the altar. As the golden phoenix broke free from the spatial restraints, Ziyin extended her tiny hand again. It twisted and transformed into a gigantic primordial ancient dragon. The dragon's body coiled tightly around the golden phoenix like a giant python. Ziyan's hand then clenched forcefully. The primordial ancient dragon's enormous body twisted, tearing the golden phoenix into countless golden fragments. As the phoenix shattered, Feng Qinger's face turned ashen, and she involuntarily spat a mouthful of blood. Her body staggered backward, the golden light in her eyes rapidly fading, and the power of the ancestral soul vanished like a flash of lightning. The ancestral soul has been shattered. Chief Elder, what should we do? The Dozun of Thunder and others asked urgently when they saw Feng Qinger in such a wretched state. The black-robed elder's eyes flickered. After a brief silence, he made a sudden decision, gritting his teeth as he said, "Go. They will eventually leave this beast spirit shield. Without the aid of the primordial ancient dragon's ancestral soul, we will have another chance." As Ziyin noticed their attempt to retreat, she snorted coldly and punched the air. A thunderous noise echoed, and a pitch-black spatial crack shot towards Feng Qinger and her group like lightning. The fierce impact caused the black-robed elder immense pain, forcing him to retreat uncontrollably. The beast spirit shield then cracked open and sucked him out. Seeing that the black-robed elder couldn't even withstand a single punch from Ziyin, the Dozun of Thunder and his group looked extremely grim and scrambled to escape through the rift. Xiao Yan and his companions couldn't help but laugh at the sight of the black-robed elder and his group's hasty escape. They then turned their astonished gazes to Ziyin. The primordial ancient dragon is indeed extraordinary. Even the remnants of its ancestral soul can exhibit such formidable power. As the last person fled the beast spirit shield, Ziyan's petite body trembled slightly. The purple light surrounding her rapidly faded, and her face turned exceptionally pale. Seeing this, Xiao Yan quickly stepped forward to support her and asked with concern. Ziyin shook her head. "It's nothing. The power of the ancestral soul is too overwhelming for me. Luckily, I've injured that old guy. He won't be as difficult to deal with next time." Xiao Yan nodded lightly and patted her back to comfort her. Don't worry, that old guy doesn't have the ability to snatch the Dragon Phoenix origin fruit, Xiao said seriously. Although we've stopped them for now, they won't give up easily. Once we leave this relic, they will surely summon their clan's strong members. It looks like I also need to send a message to my clan. We must not let the Dragon Phoenix origin fruit fall into the hands of the Heavenly Demon Phoenix clan. Xiao Yan nodded and then said, You should secure the Dragon Phoenix origin fruit just in case. Hearing this, Xiao quickly walked towards the stone platform, biting her finger until it bled. She carefully let her blood cover her entire palm before gently touching the Dragon Phoenix origin fruit. The fruit immediately emitted a dazzling light and then transformed into a stream of gold and purple liquid, slowly flowing into her palm and silently seeping into her body. A new mark, the image of the Dragon Phoenix origin fruit, appeared on Xian's palm. Xian whispered, The energy is too powerful. I can only seal it within me for now. Later, the elders in my clan will have to handle it. Now that we have it, we should leave. Xian then sliced open a rift, and Xiao Yan and the others swiftly slipped out. In the depths of the forest, several figures appeared out of thin air. Xiao Yan and his group flew back along the original path to the stone gate, passing through it and then securely closing it. They stood before the tightly shut stone gate, looking around at the now chaotic corridor and the damaged pavilions on both sides. Shaking his head with a wry smile, Xiao Yan asked, Where to now? Let's keep moving inward. The true treasures should be at the center of the main hall. After determining the direction, Xiao Yan quickly walked to the other end of the corridor. During their hurried journey, they encountered many groups searching for treasures. What puzzled Xiao Yan was that these people seemed to be heading in a specific direction. Seeing this, Xiao Yan exchanged a knowing glance with his companions, and they all nodded in silent agreement before following the crowd. After traversing several corridors, Xiao Yan suddenly caught a familiar scent. That's the rich fragrance of medicinal pills. There must be a lot of them here. If I'm right, this should be a pill storage room, he thought quietly. Immediately, Xiao Yan and his group picked up speed, navigating by the pill fragrance. After about 10 minutes, they slowed down. In front of them stood an ancient, majestic hall with the two elegant characters, Pill Hall, engraved on it. Xiao Yan read the hall's name aloud and glanced down, seeing that the main doors of the pill hall were open, with many figures frantically searching inside. Leading the charge, Xiao Yan rushed into the spacious hall. The first floor of the pill hall was in disarray, with people swarming into various rooms like robbers, scavenging for anything they could find. Xiao Yan's eyes casually swept across the first floor, but quickly lost interest. He waved his hand and headed deeper inside, soon finding the stairs to the top floor and quickly ascending to the second level. Just as he stepped onto the second floor, little fairy doctor's expression changed slightly. She softly warned, Xiao Yan, if there are antidote pills, it would be best for everyone to take one first. The air here is poisonous. Hearing little fairy doctor's warning, Xiao Yan and the others were taken aback. They took deep breaths and immediately sensed something was wrong. Xiao Yan quickly retrieved several antidote pills from his storage ring and distributed them to everyone. After a cursory search, they only found some low-grade pills on the second floor. Xiao Yan and his group decided to move on to the third floor. The third level of the pill hall was expansive, with numerous large pill rooms scattered around. The Dozun of Fire glanced at the pill rooms and remarked with a smile, I wonder if there are any legendary 9th-tier pills here. That would be insane. 9th-tier pills are unlikely. Even for a Dou Sheng, they are extremely rare, Xiao Yan responded casually, then found an unentered pill room and slowly walked in. This pill room remained undisturbed and was in a neat state. Xiao Yan searched around and found an ancient medicinal formula and a sealed bottle of pills. Judging by the fragrance emanating from the bottle, it should be a 7th-tier pill. After that, Xiao Yan and his group searched nearly 8 more pill rooms. While there were no significant surprises, their haul was decent. Pushing open another pill room door in the corner, they walked in and looked around, frowning. Compared to other pill rooms, this one was narrower and more chaotic. Xiao Yan quickly lost interest and was about to leave when a white blur darted out of the mess. Following the white blur with their eyes, they saw a small beast covered in white fur. resembling a cat but unusually chubby and round, looking rather comical. However, it had no energy fluctuations. Seeing that it was just an ordinary small beast, Xiao Yan and the others breathed a sigh of relief. But as they took a closer look at the round little creature, Xiao Yan's eyes widened in disbelief. The others were equally shocked, having never seen Xiao Yan with such an expression. Before they could ask, Xiao Yan's face turned red, and he blurted out, "This little guy is actually a pill."